Hello, listeners, and welcome to the first episode of Teen Innovators by NGT 360. I'm Sahana Saiganesh, your host, and I'm so excited to introduce the amazing premier entrepreneurship program, Next Generation Technology. I want to tell you a little bit about your host. That's me. I was a participant in the last season. I was part of the second place winning team, College Knowledge. It was such a great experience, and I'm so excited to tell you all about it. Well, this program is known for introducing young students to the art of business and helping them build the skills they need for success. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome Robyn Mussler, the founder of this revolutionary program. Robyn, thank you for joining us.
For having me.
Well, let's start with the basics. What is NGT?
So NGT, what it is it is an innovation program built for high school students that they come up with an idea that they're passionate about. And we, along with the program that I created, we help them take that raw, innovative idea and build a product that they can take to market. So everything that we do is true to industry, being taught by industry experts from around the Tampa Bay, incredible mentors that we have. And the whole focus is focusing on that customer value of the product that the students are developing, and as well as the customer experience. So what they are learning throughout the program are skills that are going to serve them well, no matter what career path that they go down, but also to develop that professional network and the mindset that is going to help them be successful for life.
All right, so it's like about that broad view about business and getting into how each person can find themselves in the entrepreneurial world.
Absolutely. And so what we do is it's a highly personalized, interactive program, right? And so the thing is to get students get them passionate about something that really is their purpose, something that they're just very passionate about, and help them develop that, but through all those building block skills that are going to serve them well. So we kind of push them a little bit, right? And then once they get that, we push them a little higher, and then it just kind of keeps on going that way. And then they look back and they go, oh, wow, look at what I accomplished. So we're giving that we're teaching them to have that resiliency and agility, that no matter what comes into their path, that they can tackle it. And so the students themselves, they make all the decisions. It's not the mentors. We guide and coach through our expertise. But, my philosophy is it's all about getting messy. And so helping kids understand that through that mess is where you develop all of those rich skills and really figure out what is your passion and purpose.
Wow, there are so many unique aspects about this program that I don't think can be found in many places. Is there any one thing that you want to highlight specifically?
One of the things that I think is amazing about the program, and when I originally created it, didn't really think that was something that was part of the program. But there's a huge personal development that occurs within the program, because the students themselves they come into the program. So we are not expecting them to have any of the skills that we are teaching them, right? Because we know that these really are not taught outside of industry. And so really the two things that we're looking for is a motivated student, a coachable student, and then we just work with them to really bring them up and see their full potential. So I think that's what makes the program so unique. There's not a yes, no, right, wrong. It's a culmination of all of these skills and the package of varying different skills, along with that whole collaboration of what it really means to work together as a team. And then the value as well of your professional network and how that really plays into developing yourself for your future.
Wow, so students can accomplish a lot with this program. I'm curious, how did this program start? Like, why did you create it?
Yeah, so kind of an interesting story. So I was invited to be on the career ed board for the Pinellas Education Foundation. And so they said, "You're a woman in tech. We have a tech competition. Would you mind judging?" And so I said, so little did I know that that whole decision was going to change my life. So I judged it, and the judges and I, my fellow judges, we were looking at each other and saying, "Okay, why are we seeing what was submitted by the students?" And so I asked the director of the program, and I said, "Could you tell me what criteria you gave these kids? Because we were just a little surprised with what we saw." Um, and so he showed it to me, and I go, "Okay, now I understand that." And I said, "Do you realize that this really isn't reflective of industry?" So I offered to put something together that would help entice kids and be able to teach them how we develop product in the real world. And so the first year that I did that, it took off. It was extremely successful. But what we realized is 95% of the skills that we need in industry and what we were requiring of them are not being taught. Right. So I kind of looked at my network between the mentors and judges, and I said, "Okay, well, if we know that we need these skills and they're not getting it, and we have it, then it's up to us to come up with the solution," right? So kind of just fast forward, I embellished the program to really be more of a training program in addition to the competition, so that way we could actually help the kids gain the skills during the program, and that it was not just a competition.
So the goal is really to reach out to students and like teach them, right, and educate them, just get them ready for a future so they have multiple options. That sounds
Absolutely.
like a
And I think one of the key things here too is that it's teaching them at their level. So what resonates with you, right? So Sahana, what resonates with you, what resonates with Ryan, all of the students. So it doesn't matter if I, as a professional, know my stuff and I talk to you about how I know my stuff. We're actually helping you, right, understand what these different pieces are, so then that you can embrace it and have those skills.
Wow, that sounds really inspirational, helpful for the student community. As a student, I can say it was really helpful for me. Right. So, you talked a lot about what students can learn in this program, but what can they achieve from the program?
Absolutely. So I will tell you what happens is the door of opportunity for the kids is endless. So like I kind of say is they gain the skills, they gain the mindset, and they gain the professional network that now will open doors of opportunity for them no matter what career path, because those mentors that you students have worked with, they will be there for you for life, right? I mean, if you remember when you were participating, the connection that you've made and the confidence, right, of them helping you, through different things. So that is an incredible thing for students to have, but also just that whole self-confidence. And I think another thing that is pretty unique to the program as well is students tend to all of a sudden they figure out, "Hey, this I figured out my purpose and what really resonates with me." And much of that is because they're getting practical learning, right? They're getting their hands dirty, they're getting involved and seeing how things are built, and how does the marketing impact it? What about your pitching? So it's a full package that just really helps them. Like I said, it is a tech program, but it's amazing that it's a toolkit for life, for understanding how to best proceed forward in your adult journey.
Well, how successful would you say NGT 360 is?
So I'd say it's extremely successful. Obviously, we always wanted to raise the bar higher and higher, but we are going into our 10th season. So that's a testimony of the program itself. You know, we have reoccurring mentors and judges and speakers and sponsors who are part of our business community supporting this whole effort. We have, over these 10 years, have impacted over 1,200 students. And obviously, we have not thousands more, we have millions more students to impact it, to help them really just step up and soar into their superpower. So, yeah, I would kind of say that that's the pathway, and, you know, just providing those opportunities. And
So
you know what? One thing that I did want to add is that students have come back to us, right? So, like, for example, you're an intern for the program this year, right? It's learning more and more. And so we do have many students from the past 9 years who have come back to us asking for guidance and assistance. And so we have created an alumni program. So now we're looking at helping throughout your whole entire journey and being that resource for the things that you guys are experiencing.
So the program is reaching the Big Ten. And what else do you see for the program's future?
So, good question, because we have big plans for the future, right? So, yes, this is the 10th year, but also, like I said, we're scaling, and we aim to really be solid in the Tampa Bay area, but more so than emulating that in the state of Florida and going across the country and hopefully even internationally. So, one of the things that we have done is we've created a journey for the students. So it's not just a one-time experience. We have broken up our cohort into a couple of phases to better help students understand and retain, you know, the experiences, and to help them just really be able to absorb it at a much better rate to then move forward within the programming. So, because what happens is, or what happened in the past, there'd be a period where kids would be kind of drifting away. And so we've divided it up into smaller chunks, so that way it's not overwhelming. It's consumable, and then now they get excited for the next module that's offering. So we have now are starting off in this new season with what we call Innovate 360 Boot Camp, that totally focuses on that idea creation. And it is a program that you can come in just by yourself. So the NGT 360 program has traditionally been one for teams. And the cohort that we still have, but smaller, is still a team type of program. But the Innovate 360 is you can come in as a single student or as a team, whichever you prefer. And then offering them fundraising opportunities along with the ability to get certifications. And then we have shortened the cohort itself because we've provided that concentrated boot camp that really helps them hone in on their idea and the problem that they're solving to move forward with. And so then after that, right, it's the alumni program and the different programming that we're offering there to assist our alumni in their next steps.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Robyn, for telling us about this amazing program. Well, listeners, NGT 360 sounds like a pot of gold for high school students to take charge of their future. The opportunities provided by this program are endless and transformative. Now, I want to welcome Ryan Q, who is representing the first place team, You to Fit, from the previous season. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I want to start with, how was your experience in this program?
Overall, so it was like it was pretty good because, throughout the entire program, I like kept on learning stuff and there's always like something new to learn every week. So, maybe like for the first month of the program, we were talking about ideation. And then the next month, we were talking about marketing and how to get your product out. And then toward the last couple of months, it was about actually creating your product. So we kind of went through a journey of how it is in the real world of like how to create a product from start to finish, basically. And it was like an immense learning process, basically.
Wow. So what skills would you say you gained from this experience?
Yeah, so a big one here is definitely pitching. So throughout the program, there's a lot of pitching for sure. So, like basically like every time we meet at a workshop or some like lesson, we're gonna be pitching at the end of it to just get like more and more practice. And then after our pitches, we'll get feedback, which is like one of the most important parts of this program, is that feedback you get after your pitches. So you can see how to further improve your product, basically.
So how would you describe your journey, like in the specifics? How did you create the idea for your app?
Yeah. So we had a first workshop where it's like basically dedicated to ideation. And so I have three members in my group, so it's me and two other people. And we just wanted to find something that like we had in common and that we were passionate about. So we all thought like, we all like go to the gym and work out. So why don't we make a fitness app? And like that's kind of how it started. And it helps to work on something that you personally do and you're passionate about because then it makes it easier. And
So it
like
was a
that's kind of what gave us
personal,
all motivation.
nice, so the personal touch. Did you ever have to revise the idea? Like, did you come up with a different one at the beginning, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like what we started with was definitely not what we ended with. So, every time we kept on trying to make improvements. And actually, even after our final pitches, we made like another big pivot. As in, like originally our app, we had like a fitness app, but then we realized after even the competition ended, we could use our thing as like kind of like white labeling for physical therapy patients. So it's like kind of like two uses for our product, basically.
Nice. What were the components involved in creating the app and making it marketable?
Um, yeah, so we kind of worked on our marketing through like trying to outreach basically. So, like certain um like displaying it on social media maybe or going to tech events or something like that, such as like the one we went through like in the program. So we were able to go to an event called Synapse Summit. So it's this yearly tech event in Florida that's like a huge one where um a bunch of influential technology people will come and basically like walk around or present their products. And it gives you a lot of exposure. So all the finalists in this program, they get a chance to participate in that event.
So did it help you identify your customer base and other aspects of making your app?
Yes, definitely. So at that event, there's definitely a lot of people that came up to and talked to us, and we got a better idea of like who our product was for, and also some improvements that could be made like further.
So, what were some struggles in the process, and how did this program help you overcome those struggles?
I would say the biggest struggle is actually always having to like change stuff. So like, every time you have something and you think it's good, then there's like an improvement and you have to change it and you kind of have to like almost like start over again, but like not exactly. And
Mhm.
it's like a struggle to get over that like process of like you always have to like keep changing stuff and like nothing you make is like concrete and final basically.
Ryan, so I just kind of wanted to go off of what you're saying, right? Because a big thing that we do teach in the program is agility. So,
Yeah.
and I know that that's one of the things that students kind of struggle with, right? Because you want to hand in something that you think is perfect. And that really goes against the whole philosophy of agility and being able to do things. So could you kind of, with the things forever changing, can you kind of just talk to your ability to kind of get over that hurdle to understand agility and how it really helped you do things better?
Yeah, so it's like you just kind of have to have the mindset of like there's always like something to improve on in your product. Like basically like you can't just like go blindly into thinking that your first like version is just going to be perfect and there's like nothing else to change. And this is especially true like when you start talking to like your customer base. So you'll find out like what they actually want maybe isn't like what you thought they wanted. And then you're going to have to change that and be flexible with like your product basically and not just like be like simple minded.
Right. So this program's taught you like to change and grow with the situation. Um, Describe your win and what happened after you won the competition.
So, the first thing is that like our team definitely celebrated. So, I know our team like went to a restaurant together and we celebrated. But like what we got from our win, so first we got like $10,000 to help like further develop our product basically. And then second, we got to do a pitch to Kevin Harrington, one of the sharks from Shark Tank. And then that opportunity allowed us to talk to his team basically, where we would get help setting up a landing page for a website as well as advertisement. And then lastly, we got a chance to go to this tech event called Powered Up. And it's a similar event to Synapse Summit where you get to talk to influential tech people in the area.
Wow. So you really got to network and gain a bunch of professional insights into your app. So what was that special thing about this program that helped you and your team win?
Okay. So like something that like I think helped us win definitely was our teamwork. So I think this applies to this competition and just anything in the real world. You have to work together and communicate well. So basically like you can't go through the program and just like divide and conquer everything. It just won't work. So every time we worked on something, we would either call or we would actually meet up in person. And I thought like this is the most like efficient way of doing it. So like for example, like maybe if we're practicing pitching, we'll all come together, go to someone's house, go over like our script, go over like our PowerPoint, and then we'll just practice together basically because like that's like the only way you can get better together with pitching.
If you could go through it again, what would you do differently?
Personally, I think we would we would probably like not be as hesitant to like change our ideas like because I know at first like we were pretty hesitant at like especially at the start. Like I know we got better like as the next couple months or the last couple months of the program, but like definitely at first we were hesitant on like changing a lot of stuff if our like mentors advised us to. We're a little stubborn.
So you really learned the skill of agility, I see. So what advice would you give to teenagers that are going to enter the program next season?
Um, I think just going into the program like with an open mind, basically. So just know that like there's gonna be a lot of challenges that come, and it's like definitely not simple or like a straight path. Like there's gonna be a lot of curves and obstacles in the way, and you're just gonna like you have to learn how to get over them, basically. Like you shouldn't freak out because like one thing goes wrong. You just have to like learn how to get over it.
Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for joining today and telling us about your experience. I mean, hearing about the experience from the first-hand perspective is just a different type of inspiring and insightful. Throughout the last 10 years of this program's existence, we have helped countless teenagers contribute to the world of technology and gain skills not found in the classroom. The journeys of the teams in this program are truly inspirational and portray the great achievements that teenagers can make throughout this educational program. They will be guided by amazing mentors who work to build a creative environment in which teenagers are not afraid to express their opinion. And that's just something I think cannot be found in most other programs. The grand prize $10,000 for first place allows teenagers to pursue their entrepreneurial goals and plan their futures. The program's great network and tight community are the perfect place for a budding entrepreneur to grow and thrive. Join NGT360 and stay tuned for our following episodes with our industry insights and business tips for all ages. Thank you, listeners, and see you next time.